Hi children, shall we recall our previous class once? Yes. What we have discussed in the last class? We have discussed about types of asexual reproduction. What do you mean by asexual reproduction? The new plants are produced without the involvement of seed is known as asexual reproduction. Okay, without the involvement of seeds, a new plants are producing means that is called asexual reproduction. Okay, and we have discussed 4 types of asexual reproduction: vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation. What do you mean by vegetative propagation? A new plant is produced from the vegetative parts of the plant, means that is called vegetative propagation. So what are the vegetative parts? Stem, branches, leaves are the vegetative parts. What are the reproductive parts? Flowers, fruits, seeds are the reproductive parts. So here, from the vegetative parts, the potato, new plant is created, new plant is produced means that is called vegetative propagation and budding. So from the adult plant, first a bud will appear that grows and develops and releases from the parent, and it grows as a new plant, that is called budding. Okay, so from the parent it starts this like bud, okay, like this bud, then it grows and then develops, then releases from the parent, it is called budding. And fragmentation. So fragmentation means from the parent plant, it cut into several pieces, and those pieces will grows, develops, and finally it become a parent. Okay, so fragmentation means from the parent, adult parent, it releases into various parts, and then it grows, develops, and at last it become a parent. Next, spore formation. So during the unfavorable conditions, they release spores. What are they? Ferns, moss, like that they release spores, and when the favorable conditions are returned, that time it create a new plant. So this is called spore formation. Okay, so these are the types of asexual reproduction: vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation. And in today's class, we are going to discuss about various plant adaptations. So how roots are modified into something, and how stems are modified, how leaves are modified. So modification in roots, modification in stems, modification in leaves, we are going to see in today's class. Come, let us enter into the class. Children, in today's class, we are going to see about modification in plants. What do you mean by modification? Some changes. So based on their adaptations, based on the plant's adaptations, plant's parts are modified into something. So this is known as modification. This modification is done in roots, stems, and leaves. Okay, so modification in roots, modification in stems, modification in leaves. So we are going to see modification in roots first. The first one, modification in roots. So we know the function of root. What is the function? The roots are present under the soil. It searches the water and minerals from the soil. So this is the function of the root. So roots searching the water and minerals from the soil. But see here, this banyan tree. So roots are modified to provide mechanical support as seen in banyan tree. These roots grow vertically from horizontal branches of a tree. So here, the roots of banyan tree modified to provide support is called mechanical support. Okay, so from where these roots are growing? These roots are growing from the branches, and it's growing downward, and it gives the support to the tree. Okay, so here, so these also called roots. You are seeing the banyan tree, no? So this is the root part. Okay, so this big trunk is called the root part. So this is starting from the branches. Okay, so actually the root, what is the root function? It searches the water and minerals under the soil, and the roots are present under the soil. But in the to give the additional support for the banyan tree. The banyan tree some roots are grown from the branches, and then it gives the proper support for the tree because the tree is huge and overweighted, so that it gives the mechanical support for the tree. So it is called prop roots. It is called prop roots. Okay. So these are the root parts. It grows from the branches and it grows downwards. Okay. And then it gives the mechanical support for the whole tree. So this is called prop roots. Next one, stilt roots. So in sugarcane, maize, adventitious roots arises from the nodes in cluster at the base of the stem. These roots are called stilt roots, which gives additional support. So in the plants of maize and sugarcane, stilt roots are there to give additional support. So some roots arises from the nodes in the cluster of roots. Cluster of nodes is nothing but the bunch of roots. Okay. So here only the stilt roots also there. And after that you can see in the sugarcane. So these are called nodes and internodes. Okay. These are called nodes and internodes. And here also this is the nodes and internodes. Okay. The next leaf. And the next leaf is called nodes and internodes. So stilt root means in the sugarcane and maize we can see additional roots near to the cluster of roots. Cluster of roots means bunch of roots. So you can see in the maize picture and you can see in the sugarcane picture. So these are called stilt roots. Next one, climbing roots. In betel and black pepper, nodes or internodes bear roots which help in climbing. So here in the climbing roots, so this is the pepper plant. Okay. So pepper plant, totally it will climb to any other plant, and this is the pepper leaf and pepper. Okay. So these are the trees, betel and black pepper, the nodes and internodes. First, what do you mean by nodes? So the place where leaf is starting is called nodes. Okay, so here. And what do you mean by internodes? So internode means the place between the leaves is called internodes. So here only the roots are there to climb the other plant. To climb the other plant. So this is called climbing roots. Gaseous exchange. So in the Avicennia tree that grows in mangrove forest, so their roots are present above the ground, okay, because it is helpful in the process of transpiration. Transpiration means gaseous exchange, which means exchange of gases. So plants take carbon dioxide inside and releases oxygen outside in the daytime. And plants take oxygen inside and it releases carbon dioxide in the night time. So this exchange of gases should be done. So for that the roots are supportive. So that these roots are called breathing roots or nematophores. Okay, breathing roots are nematophores. And some roots are called sucking roots. You can see the next picture. So this is the cascata plant you can see in our area. Okay, so here the total plant is called a parasite. Okay, because this whole plant is must be depend on any other plant for their nutrients. Okay, so they cannot live for its own. They must need a support of any other plant. So it is called as parasite. So in the cascata plant, sucking roots are there. It's sucking to the other plant and it gets the other plant nutrients also. So this is called sucking plants. And this type of plant is called parasite because it is completely depend on any other plant. So this is called sucking plant and it is called parasite. Okay, so these are the root modification in roots. Now we are going to see about aerial modification and subaerial modification. In the first one, phylloclade. So aerial modification is nothing but the part is there completely above the ground. The part completely above the ground is called aerial modifications. First one, phylloclade. So in a dry climate, conserving water is a challengeable one. Okay, so that is called phylloclade. So here the cactus is a thick stem and the leaves are modified into thorns. Why? Because the stem of the cactus plants store the water and mineral for long time, and the leaf of the cactus plants, they are modified into thorns and they are helpful in the process of photosynthesis. So this is about the phylloclade. And next one, subaerial modification. Subaerial means some of the parts will be there above the ground. Again, the remaining part of the plant will touches on the ground. So that is called subaerial modification. There are divided into 4 types: runner, stolen, sucker, offset. First one, runner. Example, Vallarai. So here, this part is the plant is it grow upwards and again it bend and again it reaches the ground and again it create a new plant, that is called runner. And stolen, these type of plant grows upwards for the some distance and again it bend down and touches the ground and produces a new plant, that is called stolen. Wild strawberry. Sucker. Sucker has a short and weak stem and it grows diagonally. Diagonally means like this area, and gives rise to the new shoot system. Shoot system means the stem part. So this is called sucker. Example, chrysanthemum. Offset. It is a short and thick branch that starts from the axial part of the leaf. Axial part means end part. Okay. It has thick internodes and it produces bunch of leaves and small roots below. Example, Acornia. Okay. So these plants are subaerial modification. Subaerial means some part of the plant above the ground. Again, it grows for some time and again it touches on the ground and it produces new plant. So this is called subaerial modifications. Next one, underground modification. Underground modification means the total stem part is, now we are seeing about modification in stem. So the total stem part is buried under the ground and it stores food, is called underground modification. So you can see the ginger, garlic, colocasia, potato, onion. So here these everything are called stem part of the plant. So these are completely buried under the ground and it stores the energy as a food in the stem part. First one, rhizome. So thick stem with nodes and internodes. So even in the ginger also we can find the nodes and internodes. So that only we can say ginger is a stem and it is not a root. Okay. So here in the rhizome, thick stem with nodes and internodes. It grows horizontally. Horizontally means upwards and irregular in shape and it do not have a proper shape. Okay. And it do not have a proper shape. It has buds. So from the new buds only, it create a new stem and leaves. Okay. So rhizome type of modification, they have a thick stems and they have a nodes and internodes and it grows horizontally. Grows horizontally means this order. This order horizontally, this one vertically and this one diagonally. Okay. So they have a buds. So from the buds only the new stem and new leaves are produced. Example, ginger and turmeric. Next one, corm. So corm are round in shape and flat and top and bottom part they have flat. So here also buds are present in the axils of the leaves. So new leaves are present at the bud. Next one, tuber. The whole stem part is buried under the ground and it has eyes. So that is called bud. So from the eyes only the new plant is produced. Next one, bulb. So you can see the scaly leaves and fleshy leaves present in onion and garlic. Scaly leaves, these are the upper part of the plant. Okay, these are the upper part of the plant. And fleshy leaves, they are modified into stored food. Okay, so these everything are called underground modification. Why? Because the whole stem part is buried under the ground and each and everything They have nodes and internodes. Some are proper in shape and some are improper in shape. Okay. So from the buds, the new plants are produced, and the bulb, they are scaly leaves and fleshy leaves. Scaly leaves, they are leaf part of the plant, and fleshy leaves that we are consuming as a food, onion, garlic. Okay. So these completely buried under the ground. So that these are called underground modification. Next one, modification in leaf. So spines. So pines is nothing but thorns. Okay, in the Opuntia plant, leaves are modified into spines or thorns, tendrils. In the Glorisia superba, leaf tips turns into tendril, and Pisum sativa, terminal leaves are modified into tendril. You know the tendril. What do you mean by tendril? It is a coil-like structure. Okay, and terminal leaves, end leaves. Okay, so from the end leaves, the tendrils are modified. Phyllodes. In the acacia plant, petioles. This is the acacia plant. The petioles. Petioles means the leaf stem. Okay, it's called petioles. Turned into leaf. And in the trap, so this plant need a much nitrogen. Okay, so there are very less nitrogen where this plant is present, Nepenthes, and it collect the insects and some small animals, those which is sitting here. Okay, if any insects or small animals are sitting in this place, means directly it catch that insects and it digests. After digestion, it takes the nitrogen from the insect. Okay, and some digestive enzymes also present inside the leaf structure to digest the insects. So these are the flask-like structure. Okay, so the leaves only are turns into flask-like structure to catch the insects, and the digestive enzymes are there to digest. Okay, so these are the modification in leaves. So in the Opuntia plant, leaf part is modified into thorns and tendril. Leaf tip and terminal leaves are modified into tendrils. In phyllodes, petioles are turned into leaf-like structure, and traps, the leaves are modified into flask-like structure to catch the insects, and digestive enzymes are also present to digest. Recapitulation. What we have discussed in the today's class, we have discussed about modification in plants. So some plant parts are modified into something. So root modification, stem modification, and leaves modification. So root modification, prop roots. In the banyan tree, some roots are modified and it grows from the branches of the tree to give the mechanical support for the banyan tree. Okay, so this is the root modification. So that is called prop roots. And in the stilt root, so some stilt roots arises bunch of the roots in the sugarcane and maize. Okay, to give the support to the plant. So that is called stilt root. And climbing roots, the black pepper plant and beetle plant. So nodes and internodes only carries the root. So this is the climbing roots. Okay, so in the modification of roots, prop roots, stilt roots, and climbing roots. Next one, modification in stem. So stem part also modified into in some plants. So they are divided into aerial modification and subaerial modification. Aerial modification means the stem part must be above the soil. Okay, above the soil. And subaerial modification means some part of the stem is above the soil. Again it touch back to the ground. So that is called subaerial modification. Okay. So aerial modification, phylloclade. So the plant Opuntia is completely above the soil. The leaf parts are modified into thorns. Okay, so that is called phylloclade. And subaerial modification, runner, stolen, sucker, offset. So here these parts of the plants are growing and again it bending and touches back to the ground and they produces a new plant. So that is called subaerial modification. And underground modification in stem. So rhizome, corm, tuber, bulb. Example, ginger, turmeric, potato, so onion, garlic. So these plants, the stem part, these everything are called the stem part of the plant. They are completely buried under the ground. Okay, they are completely buried under the ground. Okay, and what we are consuming as a food, garlic and onion, they are fleshy leaves. Okay, they are fleshy leaves, and the part we can see above the soil, leaf part of the onion, that is called scaly leaves. That is called scaly leaves. Okay, and modification in leaves. So based on the adaptations, some plants leaves are modified. They are opentia. So opentia plant, the leaves are modified into thorns or spines. And tendril, the leaf tip and terminal leaves are modified into tendril. And phyllodes, what for tendril? Because to climb the any other plant. Okay, and phyllodes, in the acacia plant, petioles are turned into leaf-like structure. Petioles means the leaf stem is called petioles. And traps, due to the nitrogen deficient, the Nepenthes plant leaves are turned into flask-like structure so that it catches the insects and it digests. So that digestive enzymes also present inside the Nepenthes plants. Okay, so these are the modification of plants we have discussed in today's class. I hope you understood this class well. Thank you, children.